Clap, clap, clap. I just realized the clap doesn't make sense unless the camera also records audio. So then I can synchronize the camera audio with the microphone audio. Otherwise, I'm clapping and it feels nice. You feel like, Spielberg or whatever. Welcome to another Kitze cast. It's Kitze cast. Episode 4. I didn't think they'll make it past episode 1, but here we are. What's going to happen at episode 100? I don't know. In the morning, I was like, what am I going to talk about today? It seems like, it's going to be... And suddenly the day got chaotic. It's like the universe wanted me to have content for this day. And boy, do I have things to tell you. Today, there's like way too many things that happen. We're going to start with a quick review of everything that we're doing, like fasting, weight, habits, and everything else. And then we're going to get into the stories and what happened. This has been a crazy freaking day from beginning to end. So let's start with a quick daily review. First of all, fasting, your boys, keeping his promise. And I did my fast. And I started another fast today at 5 something. So today I basically had 3 very poor meals. Like I had banana and apple as a snack. In the morning I had leftover pasta, chicken liver, mushroom, spinach, and 3 eggs. Very poor salad. And for lunch we had stir fry and nothing else. As I said, I had grapes. I'm going to write down grapes here. And as I said, like when I opened the pantry, quack, 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 quack. I opened the fridge, quack, 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 quack. Nothing. When you're on a strict diet, you cannot... I'm losing weight. That's the good thing. We can check off the weight thing here. Today's log is 97.4. Last one was 97.5. So I'll take it. I'll take the little win. Losing weight every day, even a little bit. I did my walking in the morning. Gonna explain more. I did my workout. Gonna explain more. Habits. Let's look at the habits. Super red today. I need to explain. The day was hectic. Like I didn't do everything, but I did the most important habits. As you can see, I did the sleep. No coffee, no sweets, no alcohol, no soda, no bread, no fast food. 10,000 steps, working out, shower, cold shower, skincare. I did skincare today at night. I didn't moisturize though. Fasting, sunlight, bottle of water, athletic greens, cold shower, measuring weight, and stretch. So I didn't do a bunch of things. Also, I did a bunch of things, so we're getting there. Final thing before we get into the day is reviewing the Pomodoros. So as I said, I'm not in the, I don't have it as a freaking habit to start these Pomodoros, especially when the day turned sideways today. I was like, fuck it. I wasn't even starting Pomodoros, even though I worked from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. with just a little bit of break for eating and stuff. But I've logged 4 hours and 50 minutes of Pomodoros. I'm going to try to have it as my Pomodoros equals my workday. That's not the thing right now. And I've been standing more. So this has been completely red. But now I started standing a little bit more. I'm using this. I want to show it to the camera. And I have no idea how to describe it in audio. This bounce half. Imagine a bouncing ball in the gym. People who are listening on the podcast version, which you should subscribe to, just go down to kitze.io/pod. And just imagine like the balls that they have in the gym, but cut it in half and put a stand on the bottom of it. This probably has a name, but I don't have a name. I call it the standing thingy, half ball thingy. So I'm using this to stand on, and it's way nicer because you're kind of wiggling when you're standing, and you're not standing on the floor. So the problem for me is getting the desk raised. As soon as I get it raised, and as soon as I get on this thing, it's fun for me and I like standing. So, final parts of the review. Goals, getting to 85 kilos. I'm getting there. Paying out this house. Didn't do anything in particular about it. It's just money is coming, but didn't do anything in particular. 4 books per month. My reading habit is not there, so that's going to happen. 6-pack this summer. I felt proud of my workout today. Maybe I'll see a 1-pack this summer, but we'll get to 6 one day. And fixing the leg pain. Today I had a lot of leg pain from sitting. And I should definitely take this more seriously because it's been just there. Once you get used to some pain, it's there. When people ask me, hey, how's your leg pain? And at this point, I'm like, because I don't know what to answer because it hurts, definitely. But I put it on the back burner, kind of. But it's still there. It hurts. So I got to get serious and fix the leg pain. I forgot to mention, so we're going to switch back to the face now. I forgot to mention to start walking with me. If you promise yourself that you're going to lose weight, and you were struggling with it for a while, and you're struggling with there are billions of advices out there regarding, losing weight and stuff. What you can do is anytime an episode of this podcast drops, you start it, you take your phone, no matter what the weather is like, you walk with me. Basically, I'll tell you stories about how shitty my day is, and you walk outside. Or someone is using a stationary bike, they mention it in the comments, whatever you have at home. But I think walking is nice. Just go out for a walk, and you'll kill like 30, 45 minutes of working out. Another thing I want to mention in the beginning is I'm going to prefer video questions from people. So I'm still going to take your, like I'm doing Q&A. People have DM me question, or people reply on Twitter with questions, or you can question stuff in the comments. But if you send me a video question, there's a higher chance that I want to include you with a face in the video. Like, hey, Kitze, yada, yada, yada. And then you're like a guest on the show. It would be more interesting if you send a video question. All right, so let's start with the day. My daughter is turned 4 months old today. And she's growing super fast, man. Like, I don't know where the time went. Like, when you see this baby, when you see an old picture of her, I have a framed old picture with her. She looks so tiny. And now she's big. And you can see this little person forming. And it's literally the most amazing thing that's happening in my life. Today, I got fussy. Today, I got pissed because I didn't spend enough time with her. In the last 3 days, I started this podcast. I started doing, I got a little bit into this. And I started working until 12 and 1 a.m. at night. And I didn't spend time with her. And today I was like, man, I gotta get everything done. I want to spend time with her. I miss her. I want to hug her. I want to, just cuddle with her. Even though when you cuddle with her, sometimes she just push you away. Every parent knows this. If you think you're just going to have a cuddly baby, not all babies are cuddly. So you try to kiss her, the beard's going to scratch her. She's going to be like, she's going to start doing faces. But I miss her so freaking bad. I wanted to drop everything from my work. I couldn't. I'll explain why. But yeah, she's lovely. She's beautiful. And you can see her face, like she's getting so beautiful that I'm already ready that I have to beat up some boyfriends, Like it's going to be problematic. I know it. But I've read something today that makes me think otherwise. I'm joking, by the way. But, every dad is like this. I'm going to get the gun before she goes to the date. But I think, and I've been discussing this. I've been telling this to my wife and my family, and they don't believe it because they're not in the technology world that much. Maybe my wife believes it a little bit, that by the time our kids, this generation, starts dating, we'll just be begging for them to be with real people. We'll be like, please not with the AI. Because I read a tweet today on Reddit. Like it was a tweet screenshot of a Reddit post of someone saying, hey, my son has been in a relationship for the last few months with an online persona, with an AI persona. And he explains to me that is normal. We're in our 60s and we're wondering if this is normal. Like he says that she loves her and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew that this would happen. But I thought it's going to be a couple of years later. If you haven't watched the movie Her, definitely is the right time to start watching the movie Her. Even back then when I watched it, it was 2013. I was like, yeah, this shit is going to happen in the future. But when I saw this post on Reddit, I'm like, holy shit. And this is 2024. Like, what's going to happen when our kids, this generation, grows up to date? Like, I think, the jokes of, I'm going to get, like, which movie was it? Bad Boys or whatever, when the girl is about to have a date and then the dads are like with the shotguns. They're like, what's up, boy? You're going to date and whatever. I think we're going to beg for those kind of real dates. Like, please, get out of your room, take your VR Apple Vision 15. Imagine, by then Apple will release like 15 Apple Visions. Take it out of your head, and can you join us for dinner? Please, can you go date a random person? I don't care if they're a drug dealer, if they have a cross tattoo on their forehead. Just be with a real person. We'll see. We'll watch, like one day my daughter probably, hi, you're watching this, and we'll see if you're with an AI persona or with a real person. However, whatever you be with, I love you. Like I have this insane love for this creature, which sometimes I wonder how can some parents not have this like absolutely unlimited love, dude. Like whatever she wants to do in life, whatever she wants to be in life, whoever, like as long as she's happy and she's not hurt, like I would love her and support her in absolutely everything. And it blows my mind that not every parent is like that. Like what the fuck has to be wrong with you to not be like that? Like I don't understand it. You have to go through a lot of trauma and a lot of shit to not feel like that. So anyway, that's enough. 4 months, super, like I love her so much. And at the end of the day, I got to spend time with her. I hugged her. I scratched her with a beer. She went like wah 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 wah. But I can't wait to spend more time on the weekend with her. So let's start with a hectic morning. Like, what the hell happened today, Kitze? Like, today, it started pretty normal. Like, I walked my dog. I listened to my own podcast, like all the normal people do, right? They listen to the sound of their voice in the mornings. And did I get chills in some sections of my own podcast? Yes, I did. It's kind of good so far. You got to admit it. You got to admit it. It's good so far. I like it. I'm giving some good advice. And I love that looking at my old videos, like I can give advice to myself, like jokes aside. Like I'm like, you fucking moron, you did all of these mistakes 2 years ago. If you listen back to the video, you're complaining about the same problem still. So it's really nice to look back and have a backlog of content when you're just babbling about your problems and stuff. Eventually, I'm going to dump everything into ChatGPT and make it my therapist. And be like, hey, here's everything I'm complaining about. Fix me, please, robots. So yeah, I walked my dog. My dog is way too energetic for me in the morning. Like I can't wait to start working. And he comes from outside. He has this feeling when you dry him after going outside because it's snowy. Like he'll start like running around the living room and being crazy. And I'm like, stop it. I need to work. And then I think like, he's just a puppy. He's a dog. You're actually sad when the dog is not energetic and everything. When he's energetic, you're like, stop it. Daddy needs to work now. So I felt like an idiot for feeling that way. You know, if a dog is energetic, I should be energetic with him. Just go wrestle in the snow or whatever. My dog also hates cuddling. And dude, I'm going to make 17 kids until one of them loves cuddling, because my dog doesn't love cuddling. My daughter is like, when you touch her with the beard. My niece, I love my sister has a kid. She's 3 weeks older than my kid. And boy, does that little ball love cuddling. Like you can take her, you can squeeze her, you can do everything. She loves cuddling. But my dog and my daughter, they're like, no, just stay 1 meter away from us. So anyway, dog was too energetic. My mornings start hectic, man. When I wake up without an alarm, which I did again today, and things just start going. Like I go on the computer, and currently I don't have a blocker. And when I don't have a blocker, just random shit happens. Like I don't go and check in on Benji. I just go on Twitter immediately. Like I had Twitter blocked. Like I have to explain this. Tangents. That's going to be the name of the podcast. Tangents on tangents on tangents. This is how I had Twitter blocked for the last very long period of time. So for the last, I don't know, a couple of years, I don't have Twitter on my phone. I don't use Twitter on my phone, period. I mentioned this app that I made, Come Back Later, that allows me to browse Twitter every 5 minutes. However, a bunch of things happening right now, a bunch of DMs, a bunch of things with the podcast, and it feels kind of chaotic. I'm recording at night. Usually my computer will lock at 8 p.m. Now I'm recording at night. There's no other time. Recording this at 10 p.m. I had to uninstall my blocker. But even when I uninstall my blocker, I made an app that I'm supposed to share with people soon about locking your passwords. So if you don't have anyone where you know that you can give your password to, you can put it in my app. Of course, it's not going to be saved in plain text. It's going to be encrypted. You're going to have the encryption key. But then it's going to lock the actual password. You can choose like lock me out for 7 hours. So you can lock your Twitter password or your YouTube, or you can put as many passwords. It's like a password manager where you actually lock your passwords. But you don't put a real username, you don't put a real name, you don't put anything real. So if someone hacks it, first of all, the passwords are not in plain text. In the database, they're going to be encrypted. But second of all, they won't even know that it's your account because your username will be like W1, whatever the hell. So I made this app and my password was locked into it. Somehow I forgot to lock it for a day or a week or whatever. It was unlocked. I logged into Twitter and that's it for me. You think that you've quit Twitter, you think that you cured the habit, until you actually log in. So first thing in the morning, I wake up, I go on Twitter, a bunch of things happening, blah, blah, blah. On top of everything, like we had the cleaner today. We have a cleaner once per week. And I don't want to sound, weird. And I'm super grateful that we can afford a cleaner. And I'm super grateful that someone is coming and helping with everything. So while the cleaner is cleaning, we're also doing stuff like when I can, if it's on weekends, when my wife, if she can, if it's on the weekdays. And we're trying to do things in parallel. However, you would think that this is, I still, wouldn't trade it because this is a huge house and we cannot just do it by ourselves. And you would think it's a nice thing just having a cleaner in your house, but how to say this? They get in the way, man. Like just having someone, it's still like having someone at home. So in the morning, like you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, it's like 20 minutes until she comes. And then we do the classic Balkan thing that we kind of clean up before she cleans up because God forbid she sees, like you live how you live. And most of all, like we live super clean and we're trying every night, no matter how tired we are, we clean up the kitchen, we fluff the pillows and we make everything look nice. But before the cleaner comes, you just got to go extra a little bit and be like, oh, sorry. No, it's not, classic Balkan mentality. But anyway, you need to organize like, where is my wife going to be with the baby? Like in which room she's going to start. She cannot be in the office. She cannot bang with a vacuum and a bunch of things here because I might be recording. So you got to make an entire plan, like where and how she's going to move. Like, should I make breakfast or she's going to, like, it's an entire structure and it sounds like really first world problems. But I'm just telling you about my life. This is what happens. Like I get annoyed when there's like a person moving around. Eventually, there's an option in Benji called household, where you basically list all of your rooms in your house and you list all of the chores so you can know when was the last time that you cleaned this desk, for example, or when was the last time that you ventilated a room, when was the last time you cleaned a wardrobe, because there's like so many things to be done. I made this a separate feature. So you can see an overall, like, you can have a bird's eye view on the cleanliness of your house. So eventually what I want to do is make a feature where you can translate all of these chores and tasks into whatever the language your cleaner is from. And then you can print it. So a person, instead of just telling them, now go here, now go in this room, go in that room, you just print it and they just check, that they've done A, B, C, and D, and you can have a structure, which rooms are they moving through and blah, blah, blah. I've talked too much about this, but it's just like maybe someone has tips. Maybe you've been working, like you had a cleaner for a while and you have a structure. Like people have told me, why don't you get out the house? It's too weird. First of all, it's way too many hours to just be outside. You sometimes want to be outside. It's snowy right now. Second of all, I wouldn't trust anyone. Like, I have to work with someone for a very, very, very long time in order to trust them. So if you have any tips, just let me know. Otherwise, let's just move on from this first world problems segment. So hectic morning. I don't feel, I'm trying to hang on too much to having a perfect day. But as the kid grows, I need to get used to the fact that everything's going to be hectic. And I think I'm going to think of the times, I was complaining about the cleaner, and think of them as the simple times, because it's going to get more and more hectic. We might need to go to a doctor. We might need to do this and that. And I still haven't got used to being that flexible and just enjoying, like, I'll do a Pomodoro now I'll do something else, then a Pomodoro later. Like, I just hate it until I get my thing. I get structured. I ignore everything else. I don't want anything happening in the day. So let's say I started working. I don't even know on what, probably on Twitter. I opened emails. I cleaned a couple of emails, and I needed to do 10,000 steps today. So I do 3,000 steps with the dog, and then I need to do 7,000 more. So at night, I feel very demotivated to go out again with the dog. I just let him in the yard. So it's like 7,000 steps. And this freaking treadmill that I have at home, like, it's such a mental block to drag it here because there's like two carpet. It grabs the one carpet, falls over the other one. It's like, there's way too much friction with this freaking thing. And even when I drag it and put it here and put on my shoes and do everything right, I don't know why it's so hard to press start on it. Like, going for that walk outside, you look forward to it because, like, the wind's going to hit you and it's going to be very nice. But walking inside in a room at home, it's so freaking depressing, man. It's so sad. It's so, like, Wall-E is like Ready Player One. It's like, I hate this future. It's so moronic. It's so idiotic. Like, I killed two birds with one stone. I'm working out and I'm working on a computer, but just zoom out and look at yourself. It's like, so, God, I hate the future. Like, I'm the biggest tech nerd. You can see I have 15 trackers on me and shit, but I hate where the future is going, really. Just this treadmill, maybe treadmill while doing something else is not that depressing, but treadmill while working is Jesus Christ. However, I need to learn that I need to pair it with something that I love, because when I get on the treadmill, my computer is just like, do I want to do emails or do I want to do coding? Do I want to stream or do I want to do that? And as soon as I figure out this is what I'll do while I'm on the treadmill, like, it's going to be instant. And it needs to be something that I love. I don't love emails. I don't love taxes. Like, if I had to do a treadmill inside while doing taxes, I hope something happens to it. I ram my head through this monitor and they find me here, with just a hole through the monitor, like in the cartoons. Like, what? He died while doing taxes in Excel. Like, kill me. So I have to find a fun activity. I used to play Dota, but that's way too addictive. I might walk for 50,000 steps. I might lose 15 kilos in one day. So I need to find something that's not gaming, but a fun activity to actually do with the freaking treadmill. So one thing that helps is I was playing some music. I played this rapper, like white rapper that got very popular on TikTok. His name is Connor Price. I don't use TikTok, but I just know that he got popular from TikTok. And I've seen a couple of YouTube videos, and he's kind of corny, kind of TikTok-y, let's call him in a way. But some songs started, and I'm like, okay, crank up the treadmill. Let's just go from 3.5 to 4.5. I was walking on 6 speed today, and I became a fan of this guy. Like, he has some bangers, and it's really nice for walking. So I noticed if I pair this treadmill with hip-hop, with some nice activity, it's going to get easier. Otherwise, it's super freaking depressing. Moving on. So what happened? At the end of the treadmill, I was 15 minutes in to walking, and I was ready to go finish my 30-minute strength workout, go in the sauna, go shower, come back, record the course, and do a 1-hour stream. That's my promise, right? I'm going to do that. 10 minutes before, I was cleaning my email, and I see this email from my hosting provider saying, if you don't do this migration by the 31st of January, we're going to delete all of your databases. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I'm the type of guy who will do that for sure, but on January 31st at midnight, right? I would wait until the last moment. So what did the devil got into me to be like, no, this time I'm going to be this stand-up guy. I'm going to do it on time. I'm going to do it early. I don't want to lose my databases. I don't want to lose my data. So I started migrating project by project. So I started from the lowest importance of projects, some bullshit dashboards and analytics. One of them paired fine. Two of them, not paired, migrated fine. Second, migrated fine. Third one, it's actually a project that people use called Blink, migrated fine. And then we get between the decision, Benji and Sizzy. Sizzy is my main source of income. Benji is super useful in my life. As you can see, I'm using it for everything. So the question was, which one do we break first? So I started with Sizzy, And I was like, this is going to be quick because the other services work, right? And dude, I'm finishing with the walking and I'm soaked. Like I'm drenched in sweat and I'm supposed to go and do the other workout and take a shower. And this freaking thing fails. And it took me 10 fucking hours of this day to wrestle with this thing that I created for myself. So I'm going to slap myself because it happened yesterday because I was too obsessed with the podcast. It happened today because I didn't pick the right task. You pick this task on a Sunday when there's not a chance you're going to break something. There's not a chance that your customer is going to yell at you and you cannot fuck up. You plan a separate day for this, not on the day when people are like, hey, where's the video for the second podcast? People are this and that. Like, you don't do this on a Friday. People don't deploy on a Friday. In your donut. That's my favorite insult, by the way. Calling people donut and calling myself donut, I freaking love it. So, freaking donut does that, blocks his entire day because suddenly DMs start popping, hey man, says it's not working. Hey man, says it's not working. And you don't realize how many fans you have. I mean, how many fans of your app do you have? How many people like your app? Where are you fuckers to write testimonials? Where are you to actually write how much you love my app when everything works fine? Try to break it and they pop out of the woodworks. They're like, hey man. I'm like, sorry, I'm trying to fix it. Sorry, I fucked up. And dude, I have no bloody clue how to fix it. Like, the errors are so cryptic. It's like reading an alien language to me. I don't like dealing with DevOps and all of that shit. And I just tweeted. I was very angry. I tweeted. And a couple of people tried to help. And Andres from Coolify, shout out to Andres from Coolify. I'm going to leave a link of Coolify somewhere in the description and maybe in a pinned comment or something. Thank you for existing, my guy, because you saved my day. Now, this is blowing my mind that there are people like this. Like, Andres is super busy. He's running his own startup. He had to pick up his kid in the middle of helping me for free for nothing. He just hopped onto my Discord, which you should join, kitze.io/Discord. He popped into my Discord and he started helping me. And he's like, hey, man, I gotta go take my kids. And I'm like, fuck it. I'll just continue on my own. Then he's back and he's like, hey, I'm back. I can help you now. Then we work for a while and he disappears. And he's like, sorry, man, I was making dinner for my kids. And I'm like, are you Mother Teresa? Like, are you a saint? Like, if my closest cousin asked me for a favor, when my day is hectic and way less hectic than cooking dinners and grabbing kids from school and whatever, like, I would be like, no, sorry, I cannot. I'm a piece of shit sometimes, you know? But, God, I like being motivated like this. Like, other people are nice, man. Like, he just did that thing and then I begged him. Like, he still hasn't replied. Give me your PayPal. Give me your Revolut. I want to, I want to pay you something. Just a gift. Go grab a dinner, coffee, whatever it is. You saved my ass. So this guy's working with me, and it's like, I don't know, 7 o'clock at that point. I get like furious, dude. I want to go upstairs. I know my daughter's going to sleep soon, and I haven't spent any time with her. And it's around 6:30 p.m., like the CEO of the hosting company hops into my DMs, apologizes. He was like, sorry, should have just contacted customer support like a person instead of bitching on Twitter, right? And he was like, we have a person on call. They would have helped you. And I'm like, I'm an idiot. I'm paying money for this service. Why am I bitching on Twitter instead of just telling them, hey, I have an issue. I'm paying for this. Please, someone fix it right now. So the guy that I met with was a super, super, super nice guy. And he hopped on a call, sends me a DM. We hop on a call. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry that we need to meet this way. It's awkward circumstances. I'm like, cute. I didn't even expect that someone will meet with me about my problems with hosting. So the fact that you do that, it's already nice enough in my book for customer support. It's like, we're going to give you credits. So they give me shit ton of credits for the downtime that I had today because the service was down for most of the day and customers were pissed off. And like he said, oh, by the way, I'm a big fan. And I'm like, when people say that to me, like, it's still like, I don't know how many things do I need to achieve. I don't know what do I need to do in life to like think more highly of myself. Because immediately, my immediate like knee-jerk reaction is like, no, how can like, what are you a fan of? Like, I'm a nobody, I still, no matter what I accomplish, dude, I'm 32 years old, I have shit ton of accomplishments. Sometimes I have printed them. I've printed actual comments from people. Like, when I was blogging, I was getting a lot of nice comments that, hey, you're meant for this, you should write more, you should blah, blah, blah. It doesn't enter my head, dude. When I face like an empty document, like my brain goes, huh? Do you think you're a good writer? You got bad comments on Hacker News. So I've printed all the nice comments. Like, anytime my blog post goes viral on Hacker News, like, there's always positive comments, but my brain remembers the one negative comment I got on Reddit one time. So one time I printed the comments, I pasted them somewhere, thinking they're going to make me write more. No, I fucking didn't. So it still cannot enter my head when someone is like, hey, I'm your fan and this and that, they compliment me. I get awkward and I'm like, I don't know. It's fucking weird. But the guy was so nice, super nice. We had a nice chat. We were talking about a bunch of things. I kind of wanted to record it because it spontaneously happened. Nice chat about web development, hosting, and a bunch of other things. And while I was talking with him, this Andres, the Coolify guy, solved the freaking thing and it worked. But with the railway guy, we managed to fix Benji. Because if I was doing Benji on my own, I would have fucking lost it, dude. Benji had a bunch of problems with migrating the database. There was slight downtime, like 5-10 minutes, not 10 hours. And now we fixed it, and now I can breathe. Now I can breathe that all the services are migrated, all of my apps are working, and I don't need to do anything on 31st of January. But this just threw my day, like everything I was planning to do, like record the course and do a 1-hour stream and code for 4 hours, it just went down the drain. And I found myself I went immediately upstairs. As soon as I finished the call, I went and I spent a lot of time with my daughter before she went to sleep, and that made me happy. And then I was faced, it was around 8:45, almost 9 p.m. And I felt so tired. I feel energetic right now, but I felt so freaking tired. And I'm like, you're going to go on this podcast and you're going to tell them that you skipped your trains. Ugh. You skipped your strength workout and you skipped your cold shower. So this is going to become the podcast of Kitze Has Excuses, because trust me, I can record every freaking episode, and in every freaking episode, I'll have something happening. I don't want that. I want to learn from this day what happened and be like, so what we learned is we don't leave the workout for lasting in a day. First thing I do in the morning is I hop on that treadmill, I do tasks that cannot screw up my day, immediately do the workout, the sauna, the shower, and then we start working on tasks that can ruin my day. So I got to start with that. I'm even thinking to restructure my day to spend some time, at least an hour with my daughter in the morning, or maybe even 30 minutes, just so I don't get that shitty feeling of like, oh man, this work is never going to end and I want to see my daughter, So I want to learn this as a lesson. And I was like, you're not going to go on that podcast and freaking complain. You're going to do the workout at 9 p.m., even though you feel like a piece of shit, you feel tired. So I fired up the app. I fired up some Connor Price. He started doing his TikTok-y, cringy-mingy thing he's rapping. And it kind of worked, dude. I got pumped for 30 minutes. At the end of the workout, I wanted to go and turn on the hot water because it takes some time until the water gets hot in my shower. And I'm like, you're going to go on that podcast? You're going to tell them that you took a hot shower because I don't know, I couldn't. You're going to get a cold fucking shower. Here's a tip for cold shower that always works for me. I found a song that I've been using probably for like 5 years at this point. And dude, if you play this song in the middle of the night, like I'm just going to walk like a Tom and Jerry, the cartoon when they smell like chicken or something and they just walk like zombies. I'm going to go straight to the shower and turn on the cold water and get a cold shower. So I have this song that you need to find your own. It has to be a pumping song, something with an intro. Like find something ideally that has a couple of settings or a couple of seconds of like warming up, like something like the beat coming through. And then when the bass drops or the singer starts singing or like there's something happening in the song, you don't think about warm water or a little bit this. You just crank up, the valve for the cold water, and then it starts. So I enter the cold shower, and there's always, like, it doesn't get better. Let me tell you, even after I've done like 500 million of them throughout the years, it doesn't get better. The last one is equally shitty as the first one. So when that water hits you, like, the song hits, the water hits, and then it takes a couple of seconds and you're fine. But when the water hits you, it's always the same. It's always shitty. So I did the cold shower. That worked. And I'm happy. I kind of turned around the day. We fixed all the services. Even though I didn't record, at least I did this workout and at least I did this cold shower and I spent some time with my daughter. So that made me happy. That made me happy. Overall, we can say that the day was a win-win. I wanted to talk about another topic, but you know what? Like, because this didn't happen exactly today, I got a couple, of thoughts that I got today. And I noted them down in my Notion here for the list of things I'm going to talk in the podcast. But now when I see them, like they don't have anything to do exactly with what I've been talking about so far. They're going to make a nice topic for another podcast if I make a separate podcast about this. And I think I would even the listener question. The only listener question that I have is regarding this topic. So I'm just going to scrape that and not going to talk about that today. Let's end with the content. Current book, movie quote, book, game, a bunch of other things. I don't have anything new. Everything that was true yesterday is true today. I haven't changed anything else except that I started religiously listening to my own fucking podcast like a dingus. So I guess that's it for today. Don't forget to leave your question and leave a comment. Like I used to say, leave a giraffe, leave an avocado, leave whatever. I guess we need an emoji to distinguish the people who watch until the end. but we need to find one emoji. So let's use the donut, because I use that insult. So use the donut emoji, but try to add whatever comment, whatever you thought of the podcast, like whatever, like a question you might have or whatever. I want to know who is watching until the end. And if you post your questions in video format, I'm going to try to include you in the podcast so we can have like a little chat in the podcast. So that's it. Make sure to follow on Twitter, join our Discord. There's a bunch of links in the description. Check out Benji. Let's do the Pomodoros together. From Monday, there's a new chance for a new start. And I guess that's it. Thank you very much for listening to this rambling, listening to these rants. I appreciate the comments so far. That's it. Have a nice evening, day, afternoon, whatever it is at your time. And I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.